welcome to a out of order special episode of Checkpoint Chat.
Episode
56.
Still 56.
Still
though.
56.
We're still chronologically.
Of course. I mean, we are not animals. We are not savages. We abide by man-made laws of numbers.
And astrology. I'm a Gemini. I don't know how we follow up.
Astrologies are like Pokemon.
You got to catch them all.
Mm-hmm. I'm a Taurus, and there is a Pokemon that is like a Taurus. So
you got to catch all the Pokemon. Oh, that's not what you're going for.
got to catch all the astrologies.
Can I tell
catch
you?
all the stars.
At work, I started. I don't know how we got into this. We were talking about astrology the other day. Have I told you the story? I don't think I have. And it's become a thing of every now and then I'll look up my colleagues' astrologies and read them to them in all seriousness.
The horoscopes.
The horoscopes, yeah.
Oh my God.
I say today as a Taurus, X, Y, Z. And it's the funniest thing because you know how they write them? It always
they write them super vague.
It's vague that you could be like, hey, that's me. You're like, yeah, I can relate to that, whatever.
Exactly.
But good John Michael, who is he walks around saying he's a Capri Sun.
I love that so much.
Like that is not a star sign.
I love that. How dare you? It is a star sign.
I'm a Capri.
That's so good.
But I don't know if it's like an Aquarius or Taurus or whatever it is. But so I read all of my colleagues' horoscopes, and it is like, yeah, today your creative energy, blah blah blah. Like that could apply. But when every time I read his, it's the most opposite of what he is.
Oh, okay.
And it's just the funniest thing. It's like today you should kick your shoes off and like walk around. And it's just like, no, this is not him.
Today you will have short hair.
Today you'll have short hair. And you're like, no, what is going on? Yeah, but it's a good time. Horoscopes are just interesting and vague and a bad time. Like Pokemon as well, apparently.
But we can't go on for ages at the beginning of this episode on random bullshit. Even though
why not? You're on a plane to E3
soon. Soon. I'm leaving in 1 hour. No, I'm joking.
By the time this goes out, you're on a plane to E3.
Fuck yeah, that's terrifying. That flight is so horrible. But today's episode is just a cool hype prediction thing for E3 before E3.
Just placing our bets.
Yeah, placing our bets on the things we think are going to happen. Based on all the big publishers, which we counted on our hands, is 6.
I counted on my toes.
I counted on my hands. I mean, there's loads of other small publishers, and E3 is also skipping a lot of people. You see, I didn't even mention EA when we were talking about publishers.
Oh shit, we did.
But like EA doesn't have a conference. So yeah, let's start with the two big ones that don't really have conferences. Or
let's just get into it.
Yeah, EA not having a conference.
I predict a new FIFA.
Yeah, well, they've said there's going to be a new FIFA.
I was right.
They've even given out their run of shows. So the big thing that I find interesting is that they are not talking about Anthem, which is fucking hilarious.
That run of shows though was like, first off, they're showing off Star Wars.
Yes,
like,
that I'm hyped for.
Like cool hype. Super excited. Star Wars, Apex. I'm like cool. Maybe new season stuff. Awesome. Then it goes downhill. It's like
didn't Apex reveal season 2 recently, or did I dream that?
I think they've spoken about it, but I imagine that at E3 they'll go into more detail, or maybe just talk about the future of the game. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so we've got Star Wars, we've got Anthem. Not Anthem.
Hell no, Anthem.
We've got Star Wars, we've got Apex. Then it goes downhill. It's like we've got some FIFA.
Yeah, got FIFA, got NHL.
Oh wait, so there's Battlefield.
Is it Battlefield?
There's Battlefield 5s on there.
They're talking about Battlefield, but not Anthem.
Yeah. Okay, so that's on there, and then they've got Sims on there, and that's their lineup.
Sims 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not Sims 5.
Sims 4, that's their lineup. So, yeah, he's got Star Wars, which is cool, but then...
Star Wars looks dope, and I'm keen to see gameplay. That's about it.
But they're not announcing anything else, I don't think.
I mean, they've said that there will be a new Need for Speed, but it won't be at E3.
Cool, but that's, you're done. No predictions required.
There's no conference. They're just going to be showing live streams during the EA Play event. I'm going to the EA Play event, and I'm playing Anthem, which is... strange. I've got an appointment for Anthem. So I don't know what that is. But they are not showing any live streams of Anthem.
That's weird.
And they just launched the Anthem Cataclysm event like a week prior to this, and apparently it's not that good. So I don't know. The future of that game is strange, and the fact that they're not talking about it,
it's worrying.
Is very worrying. Yeah. So that's EA. they're doing their thing. And then the other big omission,
big
this
no-show.
is Sony, which is, I mean, we've known for a long time this was the case.
But we were talking about it before we started recording. Would it not be something Sony might do to just casually slip in a state of play somewhere, like Nintendo does their Nintendo Direct? I mean, it might be maybe not during E3 week, but a week after or a day before. I don't know.
I would not be surprised. I mean, the last state of play wasn't that long ago, but I would not be surprised to have a state of play that maybe shows off Last of Us 2 gameplay, because that's been rumored for ages. It was meant to happen last week, and it never happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't put it this way. Maybe you're listening to this episode and they've already announced a state of play, or they haven't. Either one, I do think it's a huge possibility that could happen.
I think it'll come after E3 because I almost think they're going to react to whatever Xbox announces.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah.
So I don't know. Well, what do you think about
Possibly.
that? I mean, they might, because Xbox we'll get to Xbox, but surely they're going to
Xbox
reveal,
is going big.
They're going big this year. They're going to
Big this
reveal
year.
the next gen of stuff.
Yeah.
So Sony have spoken about it indirectly with that one piece that went out.
Yeah, the wired piece.
The one piece. I wouldn't be surprised if like a week after then they put together something and say, cool, here's a PS5. It's everything that the Xbox 2 isn't, whatever the hell it is.
Sony does what Xbox don't.
Well, that when the PS4 was announced, it really felt. I know you can't realistically react to something in
It felt
20 hours, but it
reactive, yeah.
really felt like a reaction. It was like, hey, Xbox isn't giving you. They didn't say it like that, but Xbox isn't giving you this, but we're giving you this.
Yeah, and we've got $100 less. Like, fuck, I hope to God there's a book written one day on
the follow-up, yeah.
Just
Console
that, like,
Wars 2.
what was there something that happened backstage, that led to that? Because it was fascinating.
You haven't read the part in Console Wars where they announced the PlayStation 1 yet, I don't think.
No, I have.
I have you.
Yeah.
Where, that is the best announcement ever, where he walks onto the stage and he just says the price, he walks off.
Yeah.
Whoever I can't remember what the
I
dude's
can't
name
remember
was.
the guy's name. I all I know from the Sony side is Olofsson, who's the... Yeah.
But at that time, the PlayStation was like 100% a reaction to...
it was like Sony trying to save some money,
Yeah,
essentially.
but whatever Sega were doing at the time, so the dude from Sony went up to the mic, said the price like $300, and then walks off. And that was their press conference. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
So this is a modern day version of that. Sony are going to have a state of play and be like $250.
$250 PS5.
250 PS5. Hashtag buy.
Hype.
Why are they whispering?
So yeah, I don't know. Sony's going to have some Sony-ish stuff, just not on their show for like... Oh, no, wait. Sorry, I'm completely mistaken that. For some reason, I thought Death Stranding was going to be at E3, but
They're not. Sony ain't there.
What the hell? I swear to God, I
That's
closed
so
that
weird.
door.
No, you did, and the door just magically opened. The house is haunted.
So yeah, this is the haunting of
Oh.
the Bosa house.
I know.
So yeah, Sony interesting, but they could definitely just whip out a state of play. I don't know, or not. Who knows? Curious.
If they did, what would their surprise announcement be? Do tell.
You're a dog.
What is? Do you have a ghost dog?
Yeah, ghost dog.
Bluff.
So yeah, big ones though. I think the biggest at the show is easily going to be Microsoft. No doubt about it. 2-hour show.
They are going big this year.
2-hour show. Phil Spencer saying that they have 14 exclusives to unveil.
Okay, are these actual Xbox exclusives? Not this world premiere exclusive.
Oh, God, yeah.
Clever wording. We like, okay.
That's the one thing I hope to God that they remove. This whole
Yeah.
ambiguous, like, we are not really going to be super clear on whether this is an Xbox and PC exclusive or whether this is a timed exclusive or whether this and that. It just makes them look bad afterwards. It looks like shit. It keeps people second guessing. It's a bad move.
But if that's true, 14 exclusives, that's massive. That's
huge.
That's quite a big lineup of.
I think 14 exclusives and the majority of them will be for whatever next gen stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're going to discuss their next gen plans for sure. I think it would be weird if we don't get a glimpse of what the console will be.
Yeah.
Similar to like, hey, this is Xbox Scorpio, and then only the next year they're like, this is
This
the
is
X.
the Xbox.
Yeah.
The Xbox One 2. If they don't call it that, I'm going to be so mad.
I don't think we'll get a full-on reveal.
Yeah.
Because I think there'll be a separate event for that. But I think
there'll
we'll
be
get
a tease or something.
a tease or a discussion of plans or something like that. So, and then I think a lot of the games, from the studios they bought last E3.
So what games are you expecting?
Ninja Theory and Playground Games. I think the ones we are certain of is, I think Playground Games, their other team is going to reveal whatever RPG they've been working on, which I think is Fable 4.
Oh, so you think Fable's coming back?
Yep, 100%. I'm almost certain that's happening.
Forza
I think we'll
Motorsport
definitely
8
get a new Forza Motorsport. Definitely
and Forza Horizon
Motorsport 8.
5.
Yeah, maybe they announced just both, just straight up. So
Imagine. I don't think they would do that, but can you imagine?
we'll get Gears of War footage because that's meant to come out later this year.
That's this year.
I'm very, very, very excited for them to show Halo Infinite. I want to see that game so badly.
Is that a franchise reboot at all?
I don't know. The way they talk about it sounds like it because they're taking it in like a sort of new direction, but it's also going to be Master Chief still. So,
when was the last Halo? It's Halo 5.
Yeah, and that was a grave disappointment.
And that was like 3 years ago?
Yeah, 343 put that out about 3 years ago.
So they've had some time. I imagine that, look, I don't want to shoot Halo down at all, but we all know Microsoft have this problem of just like rehashing, not to say that the games have been bad or anything, but at the end of the day, the games are just reiterations of the previous installments for the most part. So I'd love to see them, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with Halo, but I do think it's time for them to like, that's why I asked, to reboot the franchise and give
do
it a
something
new
weird.
spin or...
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to see what... Because Halo Infinite, we really did just get a short little snippet
it's
of
complete teaser.
no
And all we
gameplay,
know is
nothing.
it's like this new slipstream engine, I think it's called, or slipgate engine or something like that. There was all these rumors flying around that it was like open world and all this. So I don't know. I just want Halo to get weird again.
I mean, that would be interesting if it was... Because Halo's always been linear, right? It's linear in a big open space.
It's weird. It got more linear as it went on because the first three was like you got these open spaces and you were meant to go into a certain direction, but it felt big.
Yeah,
like,
you could go wherever.
Yeah.
So imagine Halo is now this open world shooter where you take on quests or like I don't know what it is, but I think they do need to do something like that.
Or like imagine a full-on retelling of the first game. So I don't know because that all gets weird. Like the ending of Halo 5 was fucking garbage.
They pull an Activision, they just call it Halo.
Yeah, just
and
Halo.
it's like it's a retelling of the story. We've been out scanning everything.
We've been out scanning aliens, the Covenant. Yeah,
we scanned. Yeah. So I want to see more of that.
I'm very curious to see that. What we don't know, but what I think we'll see is a game from each of, or at least teasers of the games
new
that
studios.
the studios. Ninja Theory is apparently been rumored to be working on a multiplayer game. I want to see what studios like Compulsion Games, who made We Happy Few, have been working on. What's the other one? Undead Labs, who make State of Decay. I
what
want
are
to
they
see
working
what they're working on. I'm pretty sure a lot of them will be... When the Xbox One was first revealed, they revealed all these names for exclusives and gave no looks at them. I think we'll get something similar.
Yeah.
Like a name and a sizzle reel, and maybe the promise that it will come out, on the next-gen consoles.
2021.
I also think Microsoft's going to do the thing where they'll make a big deal of all these games will come to Xbox One.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of them are going to come to Xbox One in some capacity. Whether they are released as a full release, which would make them cross-gen games, or, Microsoft talks about xCloud and goes, well, you can play this on your Xbox One if you stream it, I think...
their streaming stuff, I think
that's going to be a
big thing. Yeah.
I think that's with Google teasing more Stadia news coming soon. I think Microsoft's definitely going to talk about xCloud and how that works.
They shadow drop that Sony Microsoft partnership. They come out and say, actually, Sony's not at E3 because we've joined forces.
Oh my god! Could you imagine? Just like the Xbox show opens and it's like introducing Sean Layden. You're like, what? What? What's going on?
And we're unveiling the Play Xbox.
Yeah. Oh my god! Could you fucking hell? That's some console wars shit going on right there. Yeah.
That would be... It would never happen. But can you imagine? It's like, well, actually, PlayStation weren't here because we've joined forces.
Because Microsoft had bought Sony.
Sean Layden and I are getting married.
Yeah. Also, Miyamoto's here.
What? We worried about this Google threats. We thought we're just going to make the Triforce of.
The Triforce of video games to
Oh,
protect
no.
the sanctity of video games from Google.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
This is E3 predictions,
This
right?
is
Joe?
this is as spicy an E3 prediction as you can get.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you that much.
Imagine.
But yeah, I'm very, very excited for Microsoft's conference.
Mm.
Man, we haven't even spoken about the most important game there. Ori and the
is
Will of the Wisps.
But I mean, we all know that's going to happen. It's going to get a release date this year.
Yeah, 100%.
I hope so.
It
Waited for that game.
it definitely has to.
You know, that game, when we first went to E3 in 2015, that game was already rumored and the name was already it was leaked.
No,
I don't know how
wasn't
it
it
was.
when we were at Gamescom? There was a rumor at Gamescom that they would
Or
announce
something,
a new
yeah.
Ori, and we were like,
But the name was there, like Will of the Wisps
Yeah.
was floating
Will of the
around, and then only later, much later, did they reveal it. But these
I got
rumors,
to play it last year.
I hate you so
What a
much.
game. Can I tell you?
That's-
Okay, I'll give a big E3 hype prediction sponsored by Red Bull.
Oh,
But
well,
not sponsored by Red Bull.
yes,
Ori Will of the Wisps will come out this year.
yes,
And,
it'll come to Nintendo.
Yes, it will be
Yes.
announced as a Nintendo game as well.
I would not be surprised.
It will not be announced in Microsoft's conference as a Nintendo game.
No, it's going to be a
It will
Nintendo
be-
Direct thing.
Yes. It will
Do
be
you think it'll be-
like Will of the Wisps is coming and Blind Forest is out today.
On Switch.
This fucking like Hollow Knight shit, like me busy like on the east or being like, yes, Nintendo.
Miyamoto flies in on an Ori plushie. He's like, hello,
Yeah.
it's me. Shit, can you imagine?
It's just what's the big thing in Ori?
Naru?
Yeah,
No?
it's just Naru carrying Miyamoto
Oh, my word.
to the tree and
Imagine
putting him down.
putting him down. You're like, wait, is Miyamoto dead?
Fuck,
What's
make,
going on?
make that
What's
game,
going on?
Nintendo, make it now.
How did this happen?
It's just him carrying Mario.
Wow, dead. Mario's dead.
Yeah, good.
Mario
Fucking
and the
it's the
blind.
time of
it's
the time of Luigi.
You thought Raving Rabbit was bad. Mario and the Blind Forest is the most ambitious crossover since.
It's actually the
everything.
prequel to Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, no.
Mario dies.
Wow. Yeah, we'll get to Nintendo though. But I agree with you. I do think that given the goodwill that Xbox and Nintendo, well, the good relationship they've been building, that I wouldn't be surprised if we see some Xbox exclusives suddenly popping up
Yeah,
on
just
Switch.
like some
So,
sort of partnership.
I mean,
yeah.
like Cuphead, for crying out loud, is on Switch. That was.
I mean,
that is an
who knows if
exclusive.
they actually announce it by way of, hey, xCloud is this platform and we might bring it to Nintendo Switch, and it starts off with Ori. Just,
Oh, John Cena crashes
Yeah.
through the wall.
but you
How
don't
does
see
this
him.
happen? You know, the wall just crashes. You're like, how did this happen? Someone's like, it's John Cena, man.
Yeah. There's also rumors of From Software's new game being revealed at Microsoft's conference,
New at
which
Microsoft.
makes sense
Ooh.
because Sekiro was revealed at Microsoft's conference.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. And
it's
that one's
Bloodborne
apparently
too.
meant to be George R. R. Martin's collaboration with From Software. So interesting times.
That is interesting.
And then there's always left field stuff in Microsoft. Last year was awesome because there were so many third party announcements that happened on their stage.
yeah, that you can expect.
Like Devil May Cry 5 was revealed there and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm super hyped to see what people have either for the end of this gen or like coming early next gen. I think a lot of these games you're going to see suspiciously like platforms not announced or release dates not announced.
Yeah.
It's like coming to new consoles, coming to next gen consoles. Yeah.
Do you think that Xbox would announce like an Xbox One X price cut at all? Or not?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe
Interesting.
only with the new console.
Maybe. If the one thing that needs a price cut is that fucking discless
Yeah.
Xbox, that thing is way too expensive.
It's $50 cheaper, but it's
way
still
too
like,
expensive. Yeah.
If you could get away with that for like $150, then we're talking.
Especially if you're announcing something like, hey, we've announced xCloud, which will work on old Xbox consoles. Also, we're reducing the price of our cheapest Xbox console. That's a double whammy, which I think works really well. Like, hey, all these new games we announced, you can play them on your old Xbox if you can stream them.
Do you have a 360?
Jesus, could you imagine? Yeah.
Do you have the
Fuck,
original?
that would be something, hey?
Do you have the original Xbox?
Holy crap. Could you imagine they go, remember your 360? You have that thing?
You can
xCloud
still
works
use
on
it,
that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That'd be
That
big.
suddenly puts xCloud in way more homes. Fuck, do it, Microsoft. Fucking do it. You can do it.
This is it. Okay, so that's Xbox.
Yeah.
They're gonna steal some headlines.
Fuck, you got me thinking about that now. That would be so insane.
Because I mean, it's not impossible. I don't think it
That
would
be their
impossible.
massive mic drop moment.
Yeah. Like
xCloud is not only coming to Xbox One, it will be available on 360s.
John Cena.
Jesus. Not that my 360 works all that well. It sounds like a
No,
jet
like
engine now.
I think it would be a cool thing to
That'd
do.
be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking cool. Yeah.
Nintendo.
They're doing a direct, as always.
There'll be a new Mario. There'll be a new 2D.
Yeah.
Not Super Mario Maker.
I'm very glad they got this 15-minute Super Mario Maker direct out of the way.
Yeah.
So we don't end up with a Smash thing like last year.
Where they spoke about everything, we're like, no.
Yeah, no.
Stop it.
This is a Smash direct. This is not an E3 direct. Yeah. I'm curious because now earlier this year they basically restarted development on Metroid. So I highly doubt we'll see that.
That's not going to be.
That's not even going to be teased, I don't think, because that game's years away now. I do think we will get Animal Crossing.
It has to be an Animal Crossing.
I mean, they've already said an Animal Crossing is in dev, but I think we'll finally see it.
Or they're going to be Nintendo and tease it again and put it off. There's a new Animal Crossing.
I wonder if Animal
Super
Crossing...
Smash Bros. Character.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
I mean, they did that.
Yeah, they literally did that, yeah. And they fucking trolled people because they knew it was going to be a thing, yeah.
So I think that will be a thing.
Do you think Animal Crossing will come out this year? I don't think so.
I don't think although, like, what does Nintendo have coming out this year? They've got that new Zelda game coming.
Cadence of Hyrule, out in June, apparently.
Yeah, but not that one. The other...
Link's Awakening?
Link's Awakening.
Yes,
is that
that's
coming
out
out this year?
Okay. They've also got Fire Emblem, which is out in July, I think.
Fire Emblem's a game I should play, but I've just have no touch point with that franchise, so I can't get excited.
It's an aesthetic that doesn't appeal to me.
Okay.
Like the medieval stuff, it just doesn't appeal.
So I've got no interest in that.
They've got Luigi's Mansion 3, which I think will be out this year.
The prequel to Super Smash Bros.
It's the sequel to Luigi's fucking death in the direct from last year.
Oh no.
Where he was just massacred by the Grim Reaper.
Absolutely destroyed, yeah. You'll get Smash news as well. That's actually one thing we don't know is that they haven't really shown off the other 4
fighters. Yeah, because we've just got Joker.
So we've got Joker, and they're supposed to have 5 in total.
Yeah,
so I think
we'll get
show
more,
the other 4.
More
which
amiibo
is exciting.
news.
Yeah. Oh, amiibos.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious what other games they could have in development, like
new Mario game, 2D Mario.
Yeah, could you? Yeah, I wonder.
But do you think with Super Mario Maker, I wonder if that just emits? Although actually, you know what? I take back what I said because Super Mario Maker, they've got Nintendo levels in there. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if they're going to now double down and release another 2D Mario game.
Whether they're worried it will overshadow it,
Yeah, but I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised them pulling out a surprise like a Mario Odyssey 2.
I mean, they did that with Super Mario Galaxy as well. That game got a sequel.
I definitely think we'll get an Odyssey 2.
Yeah.
Like,
but the Switch is still like early on in its life cycle, so I don't know if it's too soon to now drop another, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get another Odyssey.
You know what would be cool is finally announcing fucking backwards compatible, or like a remake of Galaxy, because it works. It does work.
You know what? Actually, that's one thing I did think maybe we would get a Galaxy 1 and 2.
That'd be so cool.
That's what they've been doing with that's what they've been doing with the Switch. Anyways, they're bringing out all these other games, and you never played Galaxy.
No, I never played Galaxy.
Galaxy is really good. Probably my favorite Mario game.
Jeff still reckons it's better than Odyssey. Yeah,
Odyssey is really Odyssey is great. Good platforming, great stages, great settings. But Galaxy is just it's different. It's really special. So
I would love.
I think that'd happen.
A remaster because I mean they announced all this work going into like Link's Awakening, which is like this old ass Game Boy game. So I would love them to do something like that with the Mario.
Yeah.
And Galaxy seems like the best. They
don't even. I don't think they have to do much to it. They're just porting it. Really.
Yeah, because you've got motion in the Joy-Cons as well. So
I don't know how that would work actually, but they can make it work.
I'm very keen to see more Link's Awakening because I think that game looks awesome, and I'm very excited for a weird Zelda.
And that's like a more traditional Zelda.
Yeah.
So,
and I think they're definitely going to shadow drop Cadence of Hyrule. It's been rumored now. Everyone thought it was coming out in May, and then the listing changed to June. And now it just makes sense for it to come out then.
Shadow drop.
Like, yeah.
No, it won't happen at this E3, but I do think, like Odyssey, that we will later in the Switch life cycle get a Breath of the Wild 2-esque game, which is quite exciting because that was a huge departure from the traditional Zelda game. But if they could build on that,
just
an
like
open world, something else.
yeah, I'd be
I don't
down
know.
for
I
that.
don't know what you do, but they have more tools, more mechanics, whatever it is. But that's not this E3. I don't think.
No, I
That's-
definitely don't think
that's-
so. Yeah, and I don't think we'll get a Metroid, and I haven't really seen any talk of like some really left field announcements.
New
from
Yoshi
Nintendo.
game.
Yeah. But I think Animal Crossing is going to be the big one
It's a
because
must,
people have been
yeah.
asking for it, and I think that's going to be. And we're forgetting one of the biggest ones as well is Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh yeah, that'll
Definitely
be
going
there.
to show that
Yeah.
because that's their holiday game. So.
No, sorry, I speak rubbish. That is their big game.
That's
Because
their
I was like,
holiday
what
game,
is that's their big game.
They did say that they weren't going to announce any new hardware at E3. So all the
they
talk of
didn't.
all the talk of the revisions is gone.
I was
So-
excited because like I love my Switch, but there are things I would love to have. Like built-in Bluetooth,
Yeah,
so you can
that'd be
use
nice.
wireless earphones or
Yeah.
headsets. That would just be.
But
swell.
I know they did say that before anything, they're going to announce the 2D-esque version of the Switch. The more toy-like, cheaper version.
Oh, they're not doing that at this E3.
Well, no, they said they weren't
They
weren't
have
announcing
they-
any hardware at E3, but it's suspected
It's
that
a
that's still
ruse.
coming out this year. But the more powerful one seems like it's still in like research and dev, so that's
Next
far
year.
away. Yeah.
Maybe that'll coincide with the new gen.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm curious.
Next year.
I'm curious to see a lot of that. Nintendo's is always a fun conference, and
If we
there's
can
always
get
some
more Muppets.
Yeah, more
There's not
Muppets.
going to be Reggie at this E3.
Yeah, I know Reggie at this E3. We're
that
going to have
actually-
Bowser, Doug Bowser for the first time. Yeah,
You know what? I can't shoot that guy down, but I just love Reggie so much.
Yeah, Reggie's
what
a
a
good
what
guy.
a champ.
Reggie's a good guy.
Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go back and carry on playing Animal Crossing New Leaf on my Nintendo 2DS. What a champ.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
that's
Nintendo. I'm
Nintendo.
always excited for Nintendo's Directs. They're fun.
Yeah.
So next
What's
is
next? Ubisoft?
Ubisoft, yeah.
They've got the new Tom Clancy game coming out, which they've already revealed.
Ghost Recon.
But
Yeah.
Ghost Recon.
Breakpoint.
So I'm sure we'll just get more news on that.
Yeah, there were a lot of rumors going around that Watch Dogs 3 will be revealed
Dogs
before
3.
E3. And I
Reckon
think
that's this week. I mean, you never
it
know.
can still happen, but I think Watch Dogs 3 is a fucking given. I think that's out end of the year, and that's their big holiday
Their big
game.
holiday game.
Next to
So-
Ghost Recon.
Ubisoft always do their last game.
One last thing.
One last thing. Is it the year of Splinter Cell?
Man, I really thought it would be.
But they've said no.
Well, they haven't said no, but
Who said no?
ever since all these rumors came out and people started talking about it again, there was a report out that basically Ubisoft has been trying to reboot Splinter Cell. And that they had one game that they cancelled and one game that has been in development for the past 3 years that has recently been put on ice.
No.
And that lines up with things I've heard because about 2 E3s ago, there were lots of rumblings internally, let's put it that way, that Ubisoft was going to announce a Splinter Cell, and it never happened.
And it never
And
happened.
now this report says they've been working on one and it just hasn't panned out. So that lines up with things I've heard.
We mentioned though we suspect that is the E3 that they did Steep.
Yes.
Because look, I've got nothing against Steep, but it's hardly
It's
hardly a hype game that you should reveal as like your surprise reveal game, at the end of your conference. Like, hey, there's a snowboarding game. Like,
It just felt really
it's a
weird.
bit flat.
And that was the year where supposedly it was supposed to be a Splinter Cell and it just never happened.
never happened. So yeah.
So that makes me very sad because listen, it would be awesome if the end and the last thing you see is
Just a
the,
splash screen.
the fucking night vision goggles just
Yeah.
flicking on. Yeah. It'd be rad, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Ubisoft's got to do a bit of damage control with some games, like Skull and Bones got delayed again into 2020, which is just absurd.
That game's been delayed how
Forever.
many times now?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But I think I'm very excited to see a Watch Dogs 3.
Yeah.
All the rumors point to it being based in London
London.
and having a female protagonist and also far less guns,
Okay.
which I think is great because even though you had access to them in Watch Dogs 2, I thought they didn't make sense, and I didn't even use them that much.
Yeah.
I used a lot of my stun gun and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and my melee weapon, which was definitely killing people. It's a fucking cue ball in a sock, and you're hitting people in the head with that thing. You're fucking killing them.
You're not killing them. You're just ruining their lives.
Jesus, no, not a chance. You are knocking them out. You are killing them.
Should have murdered. That must have hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
But I'm excited for. I thought Watch Dogs 2 was phenomenal. Like,
Yeah, I've
absolutely
never played Watch Dogs. Confession.
Watch Dogs 1 is okay. Like, it's a great. This has really cool ideas, but I don't think it's that good of a game. But Watch Dogs 2 is so good. It's
really good.
unbelievably good, and I think a lot of people missed out on it because they were burned by the first game, but
No.
it is phenomenal.
What about Assassin's Creed? We're not getting even a splash screen of that.
Yeah, because it's not coming out this year.
It's Viking Assassin's Creed, man.
I don't think they'll bother talking about it.
reckon?
I think they'll focus on Watch Dogs.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't think they'll talk about it.
I mean, Assassin's Creed is like that franchise is just in a very good space again with Origins and Odyssey. Everyone loved Origins, and Odyssey, everyone I've seen playing it just absolutely adores this game.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if because Assassin's Creed's early out next year, if it will be a cross-gen game again, like they did that. Or if they do the thing, oh god, like they did with Unity.
Oh no,
which is a poor idea, I think. Yeah. But we'll see. Apparently, they're going to reveal a multiplayer rollerblading hockey game thing.
Well, you're going to end
ridiculous.
Right there. A multiplayer Rolo.
Rolo, yes, I love Rolo.
Chocolate.
But they always reveal something weird.
Hockey game, yeah.
Like Trials was last year, was a weird thing. And then, this rollerblade hockey thing.
Wait, didn't they announce Raving Rabbids? Was it at Ubisoft or was it at Nintendo?
No, it was at Ubisoft. Miyamoto was there.
Maybe there'll be another random Nintendo Ubisoft crossover.
Jeff would love a sequel to that.
Yeah, well, I mean, a sequel to that, but imagine they're like, hey, Raving Rabbids was received pretty well. What other franchises can we marry? Okay, look, Raving Rabbids is easy enough to marry. Well, easy enough, inverted commas, to marry tomorrow, but I can't really see like a Sam Fisher and Yoshi like teaming.
Could you imagine?
It could be fun though, but like, what would the next crossover be, if anything?
I'd be so mad if you see the goggles like come out. It's like, Dwee! Everything's dark and
then
whatever.
take them off and it's Yoshi, and you're like,
no,
what?
It's Sam Fisher, and it's like Sam Fisher joins the battle. You're like,
no,
no.
That actually makes you think of. Remember, I don't know which E3 it was, but Gears of War. There was like some tease or whatever, and then it turns out it was like a Funko Pop Gears of War game.
Oh, that was last year. Yeah.
They're like, what?
Yeah.
How did this happen?
Apparently, that's already soft launched in like Australia, New Zealand. It's like it's like a mobile game. Apparently, it's like Clash Royale, but with Gears of War Funkos.
That's so funny because it's Gears of War, which is this hardcore, like,
and then it's just the manly
shooter,
Funkos.
and then it's a Funko Pop, which is
it looked like XCOM with Gears of War, but apparently it's like Clash Royale, and I'm like,
that's so funny.
Lame. Yeah.
So I'm holding out for a surprise Nintendo Ubisoft crossover.
That'd be cool.
Again.
That'd be cool. I'm curious to see how they update their current games, like Division, because the first raid did not go down well.
Not good. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if they address that, or they speak about future plans for the Division, which I assume they will.
They will, yeah. No, this is Ubisoft. They've got tons of lifetime, like Rainbow Six Siege. Maybe they'll
talk about something Rainbow Six Siege, maybe some more stuff for Honor, which is still trucking along. And I'm keen to see more of Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I think it looks cool.
Okay.
And maybe something just left field from Ubisoft would be nice. Not to say that they haven't surprised in the past, and I think, even just talking about their lineup now, it's super strong. Like fucking Watch Dogs and Ghost Recon look awesome.
Look, their core games are very strong. Yeah, like they really are. Even the Division 2. Like I know the raid didn't go down so well, but
the rest of
the core game, people are loving the Division 2.
So they have a lot of games to update. Beyond Good and Evil is getting a stream this week, and it's not going to be at E3.
Oh,
tell me where you've heard that story before. Yeah, that game is still far out, I think, and Jesus, at this point, coming out,
it's going to be goddamn.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm excited for Ubisoft. Their past two E3s have been phenomenal. So super stoked to see.
Who's presenting it? Not what's her face?
Aisha Tyler. She hasn't
hasn't
done it in the
ages,
past 2 years. Yeah.
Which is weird though, because like I know they've moved away from it, but she was so synonymous with Ubisoft for me.
And she was awesome. I really liked
and I
her.
also liked her hosting. So.
But now they kind of let the developers
Just
talk,
come
which is
in.
cool
Which is
as
cool,
well.
yeah.
I wonder if there'll be another massive dance number to open up the show like last year. That was so bizarre.
Last year was that was where they came in from the back and they danced.
It was so weird, man. It was so weird.
Did you have that fear that they're going to pick up people from the audience?
Yes.
And you're like,
and I
don't
was on
look
the
at me.
aisle seats. I was like, I was terrified. But I was watching them. I'm like, that's the alley behind the Orpheum Theatre? Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay, they recorded it there. I didn't fucking expect you to walk into the building.
Kick down the door and you're like, don't look like you're interested in dancing. Man.
It was a good time. It was. They always put on a show. It's a spectacle. That theater is uncomfortable as all hell.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Okay, but that's Ubisoft. So
we've done Nintendo, we've done Microsoft, we've done Sony,
Square Enix,
we've done EA, we've done Ubisoft, Square Enix. I feel like we're missing one still.
We probably are. It'll come to us.
Bethesda, that's the one.
Bethesda, okay, but Square Enix.
Square
Final Fantasy VII
Enix
Remake,
has
obviously.
some catching up to do because that conference last year sucked.
What did they show again last year? It was
fucking like Quiet Man, where the trailer didn't work, and then they showed the same Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer from Microsoft, and then the audio didn't work.
It was so that trailer was like no sound effects, just voice acting.
Jesus Christ!
And when you take the sounds of that. When you just have the voice acting on nothing, it's like, wow, that is intense. Like, this is weird.
I didn't watch that conference. I remember I was walking through the city because I think Jeff and I were heading to Ubisoft's conference at the time that Square Enix was showing.
Yeah, I remember. I watched it. It was disappointing.
And I was flicking through Twitter and everyone was just like, "What the fuck is going on with this
What
conference?
is going on?"
Yeah, and it's just oh my god, what's happened?
Yeah. So you're right. They've got a lot of catching up to do.
But they've already revealed some big things. Like they are definitely going to talk about the Avengers. Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal.
Yes.
And apparently it's going to be a live service game, which is fascinating.
Yeah.
But they say you can play it single player, so
that's fun.
Do you think it'll be like choose between the four main characters?
I don't know.
Choose between Iron Man. I wonder how they design a game around all those different powers.
I don't know.
Though.
Like I know we're getting Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, but I almost envision their game being similar in that it's...
That's what I thought it would be.
Maybe not like a Diablo-esque thing, but something along those lines of all the heroes are there, but it's, in inverted commas, generic enough that they're all contextualized and they all have their own abilities.
Like Hulk punches and Iron Man shoots proton blasts, but they do the same thing.
Same sort of damage or like whatever it is. But I don't know. Like I'm very keen to see it.
I think it's really difficult because everyone's like, yeah, Avengers game, that makes sense. But when you think about all the characters are very different.
We've spoken about this. Like how do you put Hulk with Iron Man and like
and
Thor
make it a game that it's hard. That's a hard thing to pull off.
Whoever gets Hawkeye is going to be underpowered and hate life. I can't
shooting
fly.
fucking
I can't do
arrows.
anything.
So yeah, I'm very interested to see. I mean, I trust Crystal Dynamics a lot.
No, and I think Marvel
games.
and them are working closely together to make sure that it's because Marvel won't just let. I think they're big enough now that they are not letting.
They have to protect.
They're
their
not
brand.
letting shit go out.
They really have to protect their brand. I mean, Spider-Man is a good indication
example,
of that. So, I'm very interested. I'm very curious to see that finally being revealed because it's been years since it was announced, that partnership. So the other big thing is obviously Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Maybe I don't think we'll get a release date.
I think we'll get a release date.
You think we'll get a release date?
For the first part. Because they did double down on saying it is episodic. They haven't said how many episodes. There's been some rumors that it's 2. That the first episode ends with Aerith and Sephiroth.
That would make sense because I think if I'm thinking now PlayStation terms in terms of the discs, the first disc ended.
Didn't it end in the city?
It was just before her death or just after her death, if I remember. I could be butchering
this.
She does
a lot earlier in the game than I remember.
Yeah. No, she's very useful, but you don't actually realize how long you have her for because you can still like unlock all her limit breaks and that because you have her long enough.
She throws flowers at you.
No, peace and love. I don't know. What do you think there'll be any surprises from Square Enix?
Do you know what would be the best surprise? They come out and be like, "Yo, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Psych, it's Crisis Core.
Oh my God,
Fuck
imagine.
yeah.
You know what? If they could just do a Crisis Core something. Like
Episode 0.
No, it doesn't even have to be a remake. We're porting it not on the Vita, on the PSP. It's coming to Switch. And can you imagine?
Oh my lord.
Playing that
Oh my
Crisis Core
Lord.
on a bigger screen. Oh, okay, like
Crisis Core's so good.
I'd be happy.
I
with
love
that
Crisis
sort of
Core.
thing.
Remake it.
Remake it, or just at least port it.
Yeah,
Give it to
put
the
it
new
somewhere else
masses,
than just the OG not Vita.
Listen, I'm still holding out
PSP.
for the Final Fantasy VI remake. Okay,
which
which
won't for a while.
because there was a rumor before the Switch even launched that was going to be like an exclusive, and I was like, oh, but yeah.
But all their like ports of old games have been fucking trash.
They've been bad.
Yeah.
So I'm like, stop porting it, just remake it.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know what else we get from Square Enix though.
I would be very keen to see. Firstly, I'm interested in what they think the future of Tomb Raider is.
Yeah, I was also gonna say
because
I don't think they'll speak about it this.
I mean,
E3
Shadow of
though.
the Tomb Raider apparently sold very well for them, so Square Enix was very happy, which was confusing because I didn't think the game was that good. But I'm curious to see if they talk about the future of that franchise at all.
I think they might touch on it, but I don't think they'll show.
No, I don't think they'll show. Yeah, I would be very, very happy to see something new from Yoko Taro. Like maybe they talk about Nier, like a Nier sequel, or talk about a new Nier project, because it's been 2 years since that game was released, and we fucking deserve more from Yoko Taro. So
Well, you never know.
interested to
It's
see.
E3.
What else does Square Enix have? Oh, there's been a lot of whispers that they might just use this, use this opportunity to announce, maybe not show, but announce a Final Fantasy 16.
You know, that hadn't even crossed my mind.
Yeah, just be like, hey, we're working on a 16.
Because the thing is, I'm just like, no, they're working on. I know it's not necessarily the same studio, but I just envision that for that franchise, that's 7 remake is their focus, and that's that, you know. Shit, imagine they show Final Fantasy 16, not show it, but just be like splash screen Final Fantasy 16. I mean, it's been long enough. Final Fantasy 15 came out, it would be nearly 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
So it's enough time to at least like tease something, I guess.
There could also be something from that team. If I'm getting it right, it's a Square Enix team who made like Lost Sphere and what was that other one? They're like retro styled RPG games. You know, the small ones made by RPG Factory. Fuck, what's it called?
I don't know. Sorry, going back to Ubisoft. You know what I miss from Ubisoft are all their little those indie titles like Valiant Heart, Child of Light. I miss that.
From Ubisoft.
Yeah, well, that was Ubisoft, wasn't it? Yeah, I miss their little indie inventions. I don't know if you'll get any more of that.
Okay, so I'm right. It is Square Enix, Tokyo. I am Setsuna.
I'm Setsuna. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are the dudes who made Chrono Trigger. Well,
no, it was an
Inspired, sorry,
RPG.
inspired by
Inspired by
Chrono
it.
Trigger,
Yeah,
my
so
bad.
it's the studio that was basically built to make games in a very
and then,
short time.
last year I remember was like okay, so
Yeah, it was like that. So that was in 2017. So I wonder if
They've
they've
got something
allowed.
else now.
Oh wait, they've announced a game. My bad.
Anunnaki.
Oninaki from coming to Switch this summer. Okay, so there's my
Never
answer.
mind.
So they'll probably show more of this, I guess.
Yeah. Oh shit, their art style is always so nice. Look at that.
So the 16-bit, 24-bit areas. Yeah, it looks like another one of these.
God damn, let's put that sound off, and we're gonna just have a sneak peek at this game. Yeah.
Yeah, this looks very nice though.
And it's coming. It's a Switch exclusive.
Yeah.
Because
This
you'll
looks
probably
like
see more of that then from them. Oh.
Yeah, so that looks pretty cool.
colours.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I was wondering.
Your prediction came true.
Prediction
Shit.
came true before I even needed
Who
to
knew?
do. But yeah, so I'm curious to see what Square Enix does as a surprise. I think they might have one or two things that we don't expect. And hopefully they're good surprises, not like The Quiet Man, which is fucking garbage.
Oh no. Okay. Bethesda.
Man, Bethesda's in a weird place.
Yeah, we're gonna get Doom.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But I don't know what else.
I mean, they need to start addressing certain things like what is happening with Fallout Shelter.
Yeah.
Because Fallout Shelter came out in November. Yes, it only came out 6 months ago, and that game was terrible. So how do they approach that?
I don't know. What about Fallout 76?
Rage 2 didn't hit critical acclaim. What do they talk about? They've got a Wolfenstein coming out in July. Youngblood.
So look, they've got two great looking games coming up, but
I wonder when Doom comes out, if it comes out this year or not.
I think it's this year.
I think it's this year as well. Yeah,
November.
I think it'll be their October.
October, November.
I think they'll talk about Elder Scrolls again and just give another logo.
Yeah, you're right. Another logo. Do you not think we will get some sort of visual, like, I don't know, I don't want to say mood board, but like, this is what we envision the game will look like.
Todd Howard throwing darts at a board.
It's like, yes.
Crying dragons.
No. Yes. Arrows and knees, yes.
Fazdora.
Fazradar. But maybe just a look. I don't know. I don't think they can get away with another splash screen.
Good lord. But I thought they were going to talk about Starfield first. That other space RPG thing.
That could be this year, maybe. Interesting. I think that maybe the conference will surprise us this year.
Jesus, because I can't think of... I mean, if it's another conference, like last year's conference was not that good.
Yeah.
Like, if it's another conference of like, here's Elder Scrolls Online content, and here's updates to fucking, I don't know, the Elder Scrolls card game, or
stuff.
or their Quake game that like hardly anyone's playing, or
I don't
Andrew
know.
WK coming to advertise Rage 2, which isn't that good. Like,
we'll see. They've surprised us in the past, so maybe last year wasn't good, but the years before that, it's always been like, well, Bethesda don't have much to show.
Yeah.
And then they always show stuff like, okay, well, I guess that's what they're working on. And the following year, well, Bethesda have releases that don't have much to show. And then they always have something. So maybe this year...
I'm hyped for Doom.
Redemption.
I'm super hyped for Doom.
Look, Doom one surprised the shit out of me. And I think a lot of people, because when they first showed it, I was not at all into that game.
They showed gameplay last year E3, or was it at QuakeCon?
I think
no, they announced it at E3, but they only showed it at QuakeCon. Yeah.
But when they first announced the reboot to Doom, I was not at all into the game.
Yeah, that was my first E3.
Oh, yeah? Oh, that's when you got your little...
Yeah, that's where they showed the
collectibles.
gameplay, and I was like, oh my god, this actually might be good.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I thought it was overly violent, but then it's Doom. Like, what do you expect? When I played, I was like, this game's really good.
Fucking awesome, yeah.
Really, really good. So, keen on that.
I want to know what Arcane is doing. Like, Dishonored is definitely gone.
Yeah.
And I know Arcane...
Dishonored 3.
One of the Arcane studios is helping out with Youngblood. But, like, are we getting a Prey sequel? Because Prey was dope. They released DLC for it, which was fun. But, like... What else?
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
So I'm curious. There's lots of things with Bethesda that I don't know. Like, do we get hints of... definitely, we don't get hints of a new Fallout. Because if they're busy deving an Elder Scrolls, there's no way Fallout is happening.
I think Fallout is going to take a break.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, I think it needs a break.
I think they're going to try give some new content or say something for Fallout 76 players, or try and reinvigorate that game in some way, but they have to do something because that game was abysmal at best at launch.
Yeah.
So, maybe they announce some new IP.
I think they would.
Yeah.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
But they need to talk about these big games they've been whispering about for ages, like Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 now. So, yeah. I'm curious to see what they do.
We'll see.
I think that's all the big ones. Yeah.
Okay, but besides that, what are you like? No specific studio or anything. What is your want from E3? Is there any surprise game you really want?
So, I'm very excited to see more Cyberpunk. I definitely don't think that game's out this year.
No, I think it's next year.
Next year, and I think it's a cross-gen thing. So excited to see that. I'm very curious to see THQ Nordic has been talking about a lot of games. And one of the things they teased is a new Darksiders that will take the franchise in a new direction. And I want to know what that is. Even though Darksiders 3 wasn't that great, I want to know, because that whole lore and world like interests me. So I want to know what else they can do with that game. So curious. What are you...
I don't know where it would fit in, but I don't think it would be at E3, but the Hollow Knight sequel, I'd love to have a release date. Or even just I don't know, maybe a gameplay demonstration because we've only got a trailer. But like when I think about it, I don't know where they would show that.
Yeah.
Like where Hollow Knight they had at E3 for Nintendo, but it's like this game exists. It's now on the Switch. I don't know
Well,
what stage
didn't they announce the sequel's coming to Switch first?
Did they? Because
Is
then it
Switch
might
and
be
PC first or something like that.
Because then
yeah.
like it could be in the Nintendo exclusive.
Yeah,
like,
could
here's
be
some
a
gameplay,
direct,
here's
yeah.
release date, whatever the hell it is.
Don't know.
I just want an Ori release date.
Yeah.
That's all I need in
I'm
my
pretty
life.
sure we'll get one. I'd be shocked if we don't get one.
If we don't get one, then I'm
If
like,
we don't
no.
get one, this is the new
What
fucking
is-
Cuphead.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, what about the Cuphead peeps? They did DLC last year. Do you think they're going to do anything more this
No,
year?
didn't they announce that DLC is still coming?
Oh, it's still coming.
Yeah,
You're right.
it's not
Sorry,
out
it's not
yet.
out yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they'll definitely show that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not because they just put the game out on Switch now. So I think DLC is their next.
On the PC stage.
Yeah.
You know what actually would be cool? Not Left 4 Dead 3, that other one that
Oh,
made by the same
Back
studio,
for Blood or
Blood.
whatever. Yeah, the Warner Brothers
I'd
one.
love to see something on that, but I don't think we will.
There's a developer we haven't spoken about is Rocksteady. Yeah, I
Wait,
wonder.
is this the year of Superman?
Yeah, is this the year they show off whatever the fuck they've been working on?
Shit, has it been a year already since that?
Since the whole Superman thing.
Yeah. No ways. That is
crazy, eh?
That is insane.
That it was
Okay.
going to be announced at Microsoft's conference or
Yeah.
some shit like that. Yeah.
Has it been a year? Jeez,
And Rocksteady's no closer to. I personally don't think they're going to be there again.
You reckon?
I think the next time we hear about Rocksteady is when next gen consoles are announced and they show something off there. I don't think we're getting anything from them this gen
Greg
again.
Miller's been very quiet this year because last year he was very much like, because I think there were a lot of rumors going around and he was buying into like, yes, show us
Yeah,
the Superman.
Superman.
Game. This year he's been very
He
quiet.
seemed very depressed about the Superman.
Yeah, but then I do wonder because he's an insider. He went to Judges Week and that, so he would know maybe.
I do know, listening to Giant Bomb, the Giant Bomb podcast, the Bombcast,
Giant cast.
Jeff Gertzman also went to Judges Week, and obviously they can't talk about it, but he came back saying he was basically like, there are a lot of games coming out this year that I'm very excited about. I'm like,
Nice.
cool,
Thank you.
because
That's all I need to
the
know.
end of the year slate is looking very empty now, so just hearing that kind of,
It's
you know,
it'll pad
feels
out
good,
the year,
you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But that's easy. I'm excited. I love
love
this
E3,
time.
yeah.
It's the last 2 weeks alone have already been like rumors and announcements and stuff. And then when E3 rolls around, that's when all the big stuff like.
And it
drops.
definitely feels like the show's different this year for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
But I still think there are going to be some big things happening. And, you know, because even if it doesn't happen under the roof of E3, because it's all happening in the same week, to someone who's not there, they don't know the difference. A game is announced during E3 week, it is part of E3.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Sony State of Play during E3 week.
I still think it could happen.
Put your money down. Cool. So that's that. Shall
E3 predictions.
we? Yeah, if you have any E3 predictions, tweet at us. What do you want from E3? Tell us. Okay, we're going to end off. So last week we had a lot of questions and we left some of Miggs's out. So we're going to finish off this episode with, I think it's his last 4 questions. So
And just a reminder again, next week, no episode because I will be commuting back from the States. And the week after, we will let you know
you
on
mean
Twitters.
this week you're commuting back from.
Oh, this is very confusing.
This is time travel. But the following weekend, which is I think the weekend of the 15th of June.
No, that's when I'm coming back.
Is that when you're coming
Yeah,
back?
so you're going to
sorry,
George the weekend after,
following
yeah.
weekend, yeah. Damn.
This weekend,
This is
right now,
insane.
is when I'm leaving for E3.
Oh, no. This is so
A
confusing.
fucking long-ass flight, oh my
going
God.
Okay, so Mick says, Caption Barbosa, in
Hi.
your experience of watching TV series like Game of Thrones, House of Cards, etc., is it better to wait for it to finish and then watch a season at a time or watch weekly? If in your answer you mention about the social aspect with others, I don't have that. Oh, what, like talking to other people about it?
Yeah, per episode order.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if it's a big enough series, watching it per week nowadays is just a way to stop spoilers because fucking hell, it's hard.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I actually never thought about that. Imagine Game of Thrones was like
Yeah.
released on Netflix and all this shit was out.
I knew Hans,
Yeah.
he somehow avoided spoilers for all of Game of Thrones and then binged it at the
How?
end, and I don't know how. Like,
You must have had a hell of a news
just
list.
just the way I use the internet, it would have been impossible.
Yeah.
So in that regard, yeah. But I do prefer binging them. I think
Look, binging
is
is a nice thing because there's nothing worse. I mean, growing up, my one touch point with Game of Thrones always compare it to is Lost.
Oh yeah,
Where when that show came out, there were, I think it was 24 episodes a season, and they were weekly, and that was torture because that show really often ended on cliffhangers. Like, what's going to happen? Well, guess we'll have to wait. And then the season ended on a cliffhanger, and it's like, well, we have to wait a year now. Whereas now with Netflix shows, they drop.
You go.
You can just watch the whole season.
They almost feel like they're designed for that binging as well.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, like the next Netflix show I'm looking forward to, Stranger Things.
Yes.
Which is, it's a month from now, July 4th.
I think it's July, yeah. So excited.
That's 100% a show that I'll just binge watch.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know, like shows like Game of Thrones, it is what I didn't even think about it. Spoiler
stuff,
if you release all of that stuff, oh my word. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Like there's shows that I wish were released in a binge format. Like I'm watching HBO's Chernobyl now, which is unbelievable good.
Is that weekly as well now?
Yeah, but it's a miniseries, so it's only 6 episodes.
Okay.
But it's only like...
Is it good?
It's fucking incredible. Like, unbelievably good. But yeah, like I wish I could binge that. But also the thing with binging is like this happened a lot when the first few Marvel shows came out, like a Jessica Jones or whatever. Like people binge their shit really fast and then they start posting things.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't have the Saturday free to binge it, like you are now suddenly behind people, beholden to their pace of showing. So there's pros and cons either way.
Yeah.
I do prefer binging when given the choice, but I think there's a place for weekly. It helps build that hype as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So next question. Matthew Fig, that's me. Have you high-fived Comrade Captain Barbosa for bringing you back into the game reviewing scene?
I didn't do that.
The added bonus of keeping the game reviewed.
I didn't do it. Please.
Oh, you were
Matty has to give them back to me every week.
I have to pay rent.
No, I'm joking. I didn't get you back into it. Like,
no, I think it was just the nature of the podcast. We reached a point where we reached out to people and said, hey, like we feel we've got a big enough audience to, make it worth your time to just give us some.
Did you miss
it? So I've had this discussion with you. I did miss it. Like, it's exciting to have the latest games. I mean, and just remember, we're not getting all the latest games. We've got a handful of games that we're getting, and it's exciting. Like, I'm really grateful that I get to be part of the conversation again.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing that plagues every gaming journalist, is that you have to make time to review games, which means the games you actually want to play get put on the back burner.
You want to be part of that cultural zeitgeist and talk about games. Yeah.
So it's great when you get a game you really want to play. Like, shit, if I got, say, Sekiro to review at the time, like, shit, hell yeah. But then we also had to review Rage 2, Days Gone, which, like, they were, like, okay games.
But, like, at the time, it's not something you wanted to play,
But, say, Days Gone, for example, that game is 40 to 50 hours long. It's not a quick review game, which means that I had to spend 40 to 50 hours not playing what I wanted to play. There are pros and cons, but I did miss it, and I'm grateful that I am back on.
I think it's nice to just share opinions on games. Even when we started, you weren't playing the newest releases, but you were able to talk about the games.
Yeah,
you were playing,
I mean nice. That's why we get ripped off. Like, we're 3 years in the past, all my fault, But
look how many people are now like, man, I should really play Celeste. And like Celeste came out beginning of last year, so like,
I'm an influencer now.
Exactly, you are pretty much. Yeah.
Wait, I didn't miss a question, did I? This is another one for me. Since you are still fresh in the gaming review scene compared to the slightly jaded Alessandro.
Jaded.
At this point in time, would you choose the PlayStation?
I'm not jaded, I'm a realist.
Would you choose the PlayStation 4 or the Switch as your main console of choice for all your gaming needs?
Ooh, that's tough.
That is a very hard question because I love both consoles.
Man, and both have such great exclusives.
Like not that it's an exclusive, but as an example, I'm playing Celeste on my Switch.
Yeah.
And I'm playing Sekiro on my PlayStation. And then before that, I've been playing like a whole bunch of stuff on either or console. So yeah, I don't know. It's a tough choice.
So if given the choice, say you could play Sekiro on your Switch, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, if you put it like that, I think the Switch is my choice, hands down. I mean, Switch, we've spoken about it. It's great purely because it lets you play games whenever the hell you want, wherever you want, and it's a different experience. Like, we've always had handheld consoles, but they've always been like underpowered, I guess. So if you're playing a game in a 3DS, you're going to get a great experience, but it might not be a AAA experience of what you might get on a console, like a home console. The Switch like marries those two very well together.
I think it's a prime time to buy a 3DS though.
3DS is getting a lot of love still.
I saw one on sale the other day. You know the new 2DS for like $2,000. I was like, fucking buy that. Like get that. Get like
There's
all these great
games
that are out on it. Yeah, it's a good time.
But if I had to choose, it's so hard. I'm gonna say Switch purely from the fact that it's great to play games wherever the hell I want. Like when I fly, when I'm at home in bed, whatever. Like I can play whenever.
You get Lenska to play Mario Kart. Man, let me tell you something. Lenska loves. I mean, she plays actually quite a lot of varied games. But Animal Crossing, I think she's going to fucking get into.
Oh, no.
Yeah, super get into.
Not going to introduce her to it then, because then goodbye Switch. Goodbye Switch. I'll say Switch, but
introduce her to the mobile game one.
Oh yeah, there's a mobile game,
which is not as good, but it gives you a taste.
It'll be a primer. Okay.
Yeah.
And our last question, Caption Barbosa, have you considered doing a special checkpoint chat at the E3 showroom floor with special guests Ludwig and possibly honorary GameSpot African Mike Mahadi?
Mike Mahadi, yes. So Mike Mahadi, he's a video editor and just a great editor at GameSpot. He actually helped me get my gig there. Awesome guy.
Oh yes.
I mean, it would be awesome, but E3 is so busy for everyone.
Busy.
Like Ludwig is a good friend of mine, and he's probably going to be working very hard with some Microsoft stuff there. So I generally don't see him. I might run into him and say hi, but I used to see Ludwig on the week after when I go to San Francisco and visit him. The same with GameSpot people. Everyone is so busy.
You're going to see Neelan?
Yes, I will see.
Yes.
Good pal.
Good guy, Neelan.
Good guy, Naughty Dog.
Tell him to give you a copy of The Last of Us 2.
Last of Us 2, yeah. He'll just give it to me.
He'll just smuggle it out quickly.
He'll put it in his cubbyhole in his car, and then he'll be like, do not go in there. And I'll just go in there. And he'll be like, oh, damn.
Damn. You got me.
You got me. What am I ever to do now?
No. Goodbye. Enjoy your flight.
Yeah. It would be cool to do podcasts with people there, but it's like, it's like, even
busy.
I don't have time to do that shit. I think, it's so busy.
But even that, unless you've done it, you would not know how busy it is being at these conferences. Because on the surface, it's great to be like, oh, cool, man, you get to fly overseas and play games, which you do. But then you play set games, you interview people, you go to appointments where you get to see people play games. But then you go home and you write your ass off until 2-3 in the morning, maybe even later. Not sleep
do that
much,
again 4 days.
Get up and do it again for your rinse repeat for the whole week.
I don't even, when I'm walking on the conference floor, last year I saw Jeff Gertzman and Brad Shoemaker from Giant Bomb, who I'd love to meet.
Yeah.
But I was walking to an appointment, and they were walking in the opposite direction to me. And I know, because we're at E3, they're probably going to an appointment. So I don't even have time to stop and say, hey, what's up? Because I don't want to inconvenience them. And I can't be inconvenienced because I'm going to an appointment. Yeah. That's just how E3 is. Like, there's no time to even just say, hey, what's up? You know?
By that last year.
That's why a lot of journalists, I think, were like, when the public got let in, they were like, oh, fuck.
It's so, because it delays you.
A lot of well-known journalists just like suddenly, and you know, it's not to say like, fuck, don't talk to people, but like, you know, they have a job to do there. And I understand that fans are like, oh my God, you know, you're an awesome person, but it's hard. It's like really hard. So
to this day, I don't think I've ever worked as hard as I have attending any of those conferences.
E3 is hardcore.
Really exhausting. But even Gamescom.
Gamescom's hardcore as well. Holy shit.
It's a lot of walking, and that's a full-on consumer-facing expo. So you weaving in and out of people.
That's also because the both times we did Gamescom and E3 together, it was just us two.
Yeah.
And that's why there was a lot of, now I'm just going alone.
Good luck.
Fucked, son.
Good luck. I'll miss you. So we're putting out we're looking for a new co-host.
Yeah, putting out an obituary for Sandy.
Rip.
Died on his keyboard.
On his keyboard with a can of Red Bull next to him.
Just like being spilt over. It's like blood and Red Bull mixing together.
Writing the early review of The Last of Us 2 leaked by good pal Neil.
No foul play expected from Naughty Dog employees.
No. Yeah, that's E3 is exciting.
E3 is a fun time. I love it. It always rejuvenates me. It's a great time. I love it.
It both rejuvenates and exhausts you.
Yeah,
because that trip is hardcore.
It excites me mentally.
So can we just also take into account that you're doing all of this work with jet lag?
Holy fuck, yeah.
It's insane.
Well, the jet lag's not bad there. It's coming back.
But that's what I mean. When you come back, you say, no, but there's a little bit of jet lag because you're still adjusting to a different time zone.
Yeah.
But when you come back, that's when it hits you.
Jesus,
you're exhausted.
And I've got a wedding the day I arrive back.
Oof, you're going to be sleeping, man.
And then I go straight back to work next.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm going to be exhausted. I'm going to be zombied.
You're going to die.
Yeah, it's going to be
I'll miss you.
Interesting time.
So new co-host required for Checkpoint Chats.
But that's E3. Send us your predictions, your wishes, your thoughts,
your prayers for Sandy.
Yeah, my prayers for Sandy. And as always, we'll keep you updated on social medias on when the next episode comes, because it's just like last year. This June just gets weird. But we'll try not to take as long as the break as last year. It was like 3 weeks, I think.
It was like a month.
Yeah, it was bad.
June was dead.
But yeah, enjoy E3 wherever you watch it from. It's always a good time. It's a hype time.
It's a grand time.
Yeah, and we'll be back soon from E3 to dissect all of that stuff.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.